Our health lead now, a routine cesarean section gone horribly wrong for one black mother. That's the basis for a lawsuit that sparked a federal civil rights investigation into one of the most well-known hospitals in the U.S., Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles. CNN's Stephanie Elam now takes a closer look at the allegations about the hospital's treatment of black expectant mothers.
Patients aren't being listened to.
For black mothers in labor and delivery, it can be a matter of life and death.
Unfortunately, those voices that matter most are not those of brown and black women.
Now the Department of Health and Human Services is launching an investigation into how black mothers are treated while giving birth. At the center of the probe is Cedars-Sinai Medical Center in Los Angeles, following a civil rights lawsuit filed against the hospital in 2022.
For our black birthing patients, we have the impact of systemic racism.
The United States has the highest maternal mortality rate of any developed nation. And for black women, the death rate is even higher as they face a greater risk of potentially deadly complications from issues like hemorrhages, hypertension, and cardiovascular disease while giving birth.
America is in a maternal health crisis for all birthing people. We have 31 maternal deaths per 100,000 live births. But for black women, that number is 69.
That's for 2021, the most recent data, Williams says, who compared that to Sweden, where there were only 5 deaths. Charles Johnson's wife, Kira, died 12 hours after giving birth to her second son by cesarean section at Cedars in 2016.
I held her by her hands. I said, please, look, my wife isn't doing well.
Johnson told CNN his pleas for help were repeatedly ignored by the hospital staff for hours.
This woman looked me directly in my eyes and she said, sir, your wife just isn't a priority right now.
After his wife died, Johnson filed lawsuits against Cedars-Sinai. They have since been resolved. The hospital has publicly denied wrongdoing. Cedars-Sinai issued a statement saying, in part, they have long been concerned with national disparities in black maternal health and are working on protocols aimed at improving black maternal and infant health, among other initiatives. CDC data shows that black women are 2.5 times more likely to die in childbirth than white women. Even highly educated, economically advantaged black women like Kira, a successful entrepreneur who spoke 5 languages.
There were 3.5 liters of blood in her abdomen from where she had been allowed to bleed internally for almost 10 hours. And her heart stopped immediately.
A spokesperson from HHS, asked about the investigation into Cedars-Sinai's treatment of black women in childbirth, would not comment specifically on, quote, this ongoing investigation, but told CNN maternal health is a priority and one in which the HHS Office of Civil Rights is working on around the country to ensure equity and equality in health care. Health advocates say black women need providers who take their concerns seriously and help ensure they survive to raise their children.
If you have the opportunity to get care in a culturally concordant setting, it makes a huge difference.
What is something that you would advise one of your patients to do?
If you don't feel like you're being heard, advocate for yourself.
And these statistical discrepancies are just too wide for a civilized society. Many people looking at this say, and that's why they've got to do something about this. And that's why both Dr. Williams and Dr. Swiner said to me that it's important that no one engage with the medical system alone, that they have an advocate, someone who is there and saying she needs help right now. This person needs care right now. And obviously, going forward, dealing with systemic racism, that even if doctors don't mean to discriminate, they can actually go ahead and work through that so everyone gets the care that they need, Jake.